What's up, beautiful people? I'm back at you with another Psychedelic Serenity tutorial. My name is Mark, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I mix up my liquid dyes. I got a lot of requests for this video, so I'm excited to put this together for y'all. I'm going to show you first how I mix my chemical water up, and then we'll go over on how I mix each color up per 10 ounces of water. So the first thing I want to go over is what you guys will need to make this happen. You're going to need something to stir your dyes up with. I use magnetic stirrers. Some people use blenders. Some people use immersion blenders. I just found this the easiest. Prior to getting these, I didn't even liquid dye because it was just such a pain in the neck to shake a bottle and mix your dye. So these are cheap enough. You can get one and it'll just take you a little longer, but I think they're $30 and well worth the investment. So I'll leave the link for these in the description so you know where to get those. The second thing you're going to need is urea. You can get these at any dye store online, but I get mine from a farming store. It's just fertilizer, and you can go in and just ask them for urea. You can get a big bag of it for pretty cheap. So something else you'll need to mix your dyes up is lutein. This helps preserve the dyes longer, so I get about a week time out of my dyes to use them. Typically they go bad in like 3-4 days, and they also last longer in colder temperatures. So if you have a mini fridge that you can throw your dyes in after, they'll last longer. The next thing you'll need is Super Clear, which comes from Dharma Trading Company. This is a dye thickener so that the dyes aren't running everywhere as you're putting them on. But yeah, I'll leave the link for both these things in my description. The next thing you'll need for this project will be mason jars or something to mix your dyes in. You can transfer this dye to bottles after you've mixed it, or you can use these pipettes that I use. And the last thing you'll need is your dye pigment. So I have many different dye companies that I use, and maybe I'll do a video featuring which dye companies I do use and what colors I like and stuff like that. I don't know. I got ideas running through my head like crazy, so we'll see what happens. Okay, and for this part, for the first beaker, or for all of the beakers, we're gonna do 1,000 ml, and we'll get this spinning. That's 1,000 milliliters. And I use 1/3 of cup scoops. And the first beaker will get 3 full scoops. And you're just going to let that mix down. And then you can just take this off and fill up this separate gallon because there's still going to be water in the container. Boom, once that's done, we can fill our beaker back up. And you're going to do 1,000 again, 1,000 milliliters. And this time it gets 2/3 of a cup in the water. It's just how it's going to work out with the gallon. Every beaker after this will only be 2/3 of a cup. I want to stress that it's not important that you use 1/3 of a cup scoops. As long as you get 3 cups of urea per 1 gallon of distilled water, you're going to be perfect. It's just how I measure them out and the tools that I have. So another 1,000 milliliters. We should have this one and one more, and that should finish the gallon off. And again, this one gets 2/3, and then the last one will get 2/3, and that'll give us our 3 total cups. So that's going to be the rest of your gallon. And again, just another 2/3 worth of urea in this, and we will have, you're going to actually have more water than a gallon because you've added the urea, so you'll need a gallon jug plus a little bit extra storage for the rest of it. It won't be much, but I usually just start my mixing with that, whatever's left in the beaker. And that's the last beaker. I'm just filling it up over here, and I'll show you what kind of leftover I have after filling the whole gallon up. Again, it's not much, it's very little at that point, but that's what I'll dump into my mason jars for mixing. This section of the tutorial, I'm going to show you how to mix up my liquid dyes. There are a couple things we're going to need is our super clear, and that can be found at Dharma. I'll leave the link in the description for that. And the next thing we're going to need is 𝐒𝐿, and that is from Grateful Dyes. It can be found at other places, but I'll leave the link where I got it, and you can always search Google for it. I typically use mason jars to mix up mine, but you can use any container that fits. But I do measure out 10 milliliters of water per jar. And I typically use 3 tablespoons of powdered dye per color and per 10 ounces. So I like to start with the colors that are a little tougher to dissolve. So I start with my pinks, yellows, amethysts, stuff like that. So I use a 1.5 tablespoon scooper, so I put 2 full scoops of these in each 10 ounce and leave these mixing for about 15 minutes total. Once these have mixed for about 15 minutes, I'll then pull them off and let them set up for at least a couple hours before I dye with them. I typically wait overnight, but I have used them as early as a couple hours and they seem to be fine. First color up is 80s Pink, and I typically add my 𝐒𝐿 and Super Clear before I put the colors in, just so I don't forget to add those. So make sure you don't forget to add that. For the 𝐒𝐿, you're looking at about a 1/4 teaspoon of 𝐒𝐿 per 10 ounces of water. Okay, beautiful people, here is your mid-video reminder. If you haven't already, to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so that you never miss a tutorial from me. I appreciate this more than you know, and it's what's going to keep me inspired to keep creating more videos for y'all. So, I love y'all. Enjoy. And as you can see here, I'm putting in the Super Clear. I have it in an old dye bottle, so I add about 3 to 4 drops into each 10-ounce jar as I'm mixing up. And then I just proceed to add 3 tablespoons per 10 ounces per color. And that's really all it is to my mixing dyes. I don't have a elaborate formula. I was gonna mix up all the other rest of the colors, but they're really all the same. It's 2 scoops per 10 ounces, and I let them mix up for 15 minutes. I add my 1/4 teaspoon of 𝐒𝐿 and 3 to 5 drops, I'd say, Super Clear. So have fun with this. Play with different color combos, mix colors on the fly. It makes it really fun. And again, I'll leave the link to these magnetic stirs in the description. And again, I really appreciate you guys being here with me. This is really exciting to go on this journey with y'all. And if you have any questions in regards to these videos, please never hesitate in the comment section to reach out, and I'll do my best to answer them. Also, if there is a video or design that you would like to see, please leave it in the comments section. And again, I'm going to really be dumping a lot of energy into this channel this year. So please leave me some suggestions and I'll do my best to get you guys that tutorial. All right. Love y'all. Peace.